Hello and welcome, curious seekers. On today's journey, Mantis Library is going to guide you through the mysteries of the mind, soul, and spirit. We're going to uncover one of the most primal fears we all share, the fear of the dark. Why is it that the notion of darkness affects us strongly on mental, emotional, spiritual, and other levels of our existence? Can this fear turn to be a major catalyst in our lives? Mantis Library's shelves are here to show you the secrets of some of the most profound thinkers on the human psyche: Stanton Marlin, Carl Jung, and James Hillman. Do you consider darkness as the opposite of light, or is it something more profound, beyond the dualities created by humans? Darkness is a symbol, an archetype, a place where our deepest fears and our greatest potential reside. It is both a source of terror and a space of transformation. Let's start with Stanton Marlin's The Black Sun, a text that plunges into the depths of the unconscious. Marlin argues that the fear of the dark is not just about external shadows, but about a deep internal experience. Have you ever felt the need to hide the parts of yourself? As a kid, you might have received various messages from your parents, teachers, and others that expressing the real you was not welcomed and accepted. Also, you may have never been taught how to deal with all emotions and feelings connected to the repressed parts of yourself. The Black Sun, as Marlin refers to it, represents the psychological and spiritual process of confronting the shadow self. Those parts of us that we hide away because we don't know how to deal with them. What if we dive deep beneath our fears and let them flow through our bodies for a moment? What if we release them and be aware of the space within? What we resist can trap us eternally. What we release can free us. In Marlin's view, this fear of the dark is about more than simply avoiding danger. It's about our relationship with the unconscious, with the unknown parts of ourselves that we're afraid to face. The Black Sun symbolizes the transformative power that the dark holds. It is in these shadowed realms that the soul can undergo profound growth. This process, called psychic integration, involves embracing the darkness, not just fearing it. When we fail to confront our inner darkness, it festers, controlling us from the shadows. But when we dare to face it, we can transcend it and emerge into the light of a more authentic self. What if we find creativity, passion, and energy aligning with the dark parts of our psyche, propelling us to the heights we might think we could never reach? Now let's turn to Carl Jung, whose theory of the shadow has shaped our understanding of fear and darkness. For Jung, the shadow is the part of us that consists of repressed thoughts, desires, and memories. It's what we suppress to fit into society's ideals, and it often manifests itself as something we fear. But Jung suggests it's only through integrating the shadow that we can achieve wholeness. For example, if you're trying to do all the emotional labor in the relationship you consider significant to you, you might ask yourself, what am I actually trying to preserve? What fears am I avoiding facing? Asking ourselves penetrating questions while we are calm can help us start peeling the layers of the shadow. Jung believed that fear of the dark, whether literal or symbolic, arises from the unconscious mind, where we hide the parts of ourselves we deem undesirable. The darkness represents these parts. So, when we're afraid of the dark, we're often afraid of confronting the things within us that we've rejected, the things that, in truth, hold the key to our personal transformation. Can you imagine yourself compassionately holding the space for the parts of yourself that you rejected? Can you feel the energy of your heart when the fragmented pieces are brought together into a whole? Jung's message is clear. To live fully, we must not avoid the darkness, but rather embrace it. When we do, we begin to integrate these hidden parts of ourselves and bring about personal wholeness. The light can only exist because of the darkness, and vice versa. What is held in the dark, let's not forget, is raw life energy. The same energy that needs to be brought to the light of consciousness to have the energy to achieve what we aim to achieve in this life. The roots may seem mysterious, but the application is relevant and necessary now for all of us. And then there's James Hillman, who takes this even further in his concept of the soul's descent. For Hillman, the dark is not simply something to be feared, but something essential to our spiritual development. In his book, The Soul's Code, Hillman suggests that our soul's journey requires us to confront the very things we fear. And one of the most fundamental fears is the fear of the dark, the fear of the unknown. Starting a new business or a project can be a great challenge. We don't know if we will succeed or what we will lose on our path. We may lose valuable friends, relationships, or resources. At boiling points, we may feel intense emotions and want to give up on our goals. Can you evoke feelings related to some past situation when you overcame your fear of uncertainty or fear of the unknown? What was the turning point? What was transforming and growing within? Was the life force arising from the entire process of transformation? Can you evoke that shift, your awareness illuminating the darkness, right now? Hillman believes that the soul can only truly unfold when it faces the depths. This descent into the dark, into what we cannot see or understand, represents the soul's journey towards its purpose. The darkness is not evil or dangerous. It is the fertile ground in which the soul's growth takes place. Much like Marlin and Jung, Hillman sees the dark as a place of transformation. It's only when we face the darkness that we can unlock the hidden treasures of the soul. So, while fear of the dark is natural, it's also a powerful invitation. An invitation to grow, to evolve, and become more fully ourselves. So, why do we fear the dark? Perhaps it's because it represents the unknown, the unconscious, and all the parts of ourselves we're too afraid to face. But as Marlin, Jung, and Hillman all suggest, darkness is not something to be feared. It is a space of potential, of fertile ground for transformation, growth, and self-discovery. Just as night gives birth to the day, the darkness gives birth to the light within us. To truly heal, to truly evolve, we must go into the dark, and in doing so, we unlock the deeper truths of our soul. Next time you find yourself afraid of the dark, whether it's literal darkness or the unknown parts of yourself, remember this: within that darkness, there's a tremendous opportunity for growth, insight, and transformation. It's not something to fear, but something to embrace. Thank you for joining us on our journey through the dark. If you found this exploration insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, the light shines brightest when we learn to embrace the dark. Until next time, stay curious, stay mindful, and never stop exploring. We'll see you again in the Mantis Library.